Ay caramba.
Great choice of music, but who cares? Arriba, arriba. We're doing a live workshop, don't you know? Welcome, welcome if you are joining. We will be starting in 4 minutes and whatever seconds. Do say hello in the chat. Let us know you're here because this is live. We're going to teach you some tips and tricks today. Give you some other ideas. And answer any questions that you may have. That's what we are here for. We are going live in this group as frequently as we can at the moment to make sure that anyone that's got questions that, you know, I mean, obviously you can email us, you can reach out to us at any time. But if there's anything comes up, we want you to be able to ask in the Facebook group. And if you're watching and you're not yet an actual WriterHubOnline user, then just watch and learn. You're going to learn tips and tricks you can apply to fucking anything. But you'll also see the power of who.
Who. WriterHubOnline.
Do smash the like button. Do share the stream as well with your friends. Let them know it's going on. This is a public group. Anyone can come and watch this.
Exactly right.
That music's irritating me now. Let's go snaz. Snaz jazz.
Yeah. Here we go.
There we go. We've got to be a bit more chill on these, you know. I like being chill. Last night was good. It was chill. For those that haven't watched the replays, made a book and listed it on Kindle, recorded the whole thing. Both recordings are in the Facebook group. They're also on YouTube, where you can watch replays of any of these videos on our YouTube channel. Make sure you go over there, subscribe, hit the bell, the ring-a-ding, the ling-a-ding-ding-ding-dong bell, because then you'll get notifications of new videos as they go up, and there will be some exclusive YouTube content from time to time, so don't miss that. It's good, isn't it? While the countdown's on, we get all the hyping and stuff, and most people are fast-forward this if they're watching a replay. But it also gives people the chance to get in and join us live, exactly as Curt Crowley has in the chat. That was a disappointment.
Sorry.
Hello, Curt. Welcome, by the way. You are welcome.
I'm always.
Oh yeah,
welcome.
we never said we wouldn't use everyone in this group.
I didn't use everyone. I just tagged the group name.
Nice.
And we have a few subscribers on YouTube that got notified as well.
Grab yourself a lovely beverage, pull up a chair. We're going to be here for a little while.
Or two.
I've nearly finished my coffee, and it's too late to go get another one. Well, I could make one, but I'm not going to. Feel free to ask questions about who. Feel free to ask questions about publishing on Kindle. Feel free to ask questions about publishing anywhere. If we know the answer, we're happy to share it with you. Someone's beating up a trombone player.
Yep. Why not? Mr. David Butler, give us a thumbs up.
Wait, 15 seconds. Woohoo! I'm going to grab them my bag of stuff. Boom! Good morning, good
Shakalaka.
afternoon, good evening, good day, good night, depending on where in the world you are watching from. Welcome
Katanga.
to Writer Hub Online. Katanga as well. Why not? We don't care. We'll do that in
Why
here
the
as well.
heck not? Katanga's a good word.
It's another
It's a
chill
great
stream. We like doing chill streams, but we're going to teach you a lot of stuff. You're going to learn some stuff. And even if you do not use Who, if you don't, you're mad when you see what we're doing with it. But even if you don't use Who, you are going to learn stuff in these workshops because we will show the inside tricks like we were doing the other night, showing you tricks and tips for ranking on Amazon Kindle. And I don't know where this is going to go tonight. We haven't really planned this out. We just said we're going to go live. We're going to let people throw questions at us. So if there's something you want to see, if there's something you don't understand, if there's something you want to explain, we have got a few tips and tricks we are going to share with you, though. So we'll kick off with them. And then while we're going through those, as other questions come in, they can be asked over in the chat. You can ask on Facebook or you can ask on the YouTube if you're watching over there. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube, do hit the subscribe button and ring the notify bell. Then you will get notified when we post new content. There is exclusive YouTube content coming. So it's well worth being subscribed and notified on that so that you get notified first. You get to see it first. You get the marketer's advantage on it. Anyway, we are both #1 bestsellers.
We are. Isn't
that mad?
A great feeling.
And here's the thing. Were you a #1 bestseller 3 weeks ago, Curt?
No. I've been in the top 10 before, but not #1.
Yeah, and for me, I was obviously on holiday, so when I got back, I started cracking on with this. I've already ranked one in my name, one in another name, in a pen name. I've already got 2 that are in, I think, #1 positions. I've got some others that I'm waiting for the publishing. Sometimes Kindle takes like literally no time, and other times it really does take 72 hours. And I had one that sat and finally has gone to publishing, and now it's just sat on that. So sometimes you just got to wait for those. But as soon as I can, I dive in, turn on the old KDP promotional thing. And then we head out to a bunch of places, and we will be sharing our resources that we share too. We found a whole bunch of amazing groups that really do have now. Some of them have got tens of thousands of members. That isn't the reach you get in them, right? We'll be realistic with you here. But you will get a reach of anywhere between 20 and a few hundred. And that's a few hundred eyes. And these people are looking for free books. And they like to go and get free books and they collect them. And as long as they're downloading them, and if you encourage them, please leave me a review. And I tell you what, in those free groups when it's free, no one leaves you a shit review ever. Just doesn't happen.
Right. And here's the thing. We cannot share our KDP dashboard. That is one of the rules from KDP. We can't share the actual numbers or the estimated royalties that we're making.
We have flashed that in a couple of videos, but they will be edited for YouTube and things. So in our private Facebook group.
Asking, we're not going to be able to do that in a live setting like this. However,
we can certainly
I have over 2,000 orders on one book.
Yeah. And all of that traffic has been generated how?
Free.
Exactly.
By running a free promo.
Run the promo and then promote the promo in a few Facebook groups and other places and just watch it fly. That's how you get to #1 quickly. And we were looking in listings that we could rank quickly and that only needed a few sales to get #1. But the fact is, we're not just doing a few sales. We're doing hundreds or thousands of, that's sales at 0.00. That doesn't matter, but that also pushes you up in the rankings. It gets you seen, and then the promotion ends. And if you set your pricing reasonably, you'll continue to sell some. Right. But now you've got other things you can do as well, because why not release PLR to your best-selling book?
Right. Well, I'm going to go even one step further on the Amazon trail. You know how we've been talking about putting links and affiliate links and everything else inside of your Kindle book? On the very first chapter, in the very opening sentences, the very whatever, you could tell your readers, if they go to this website, they can log in and register to get a free gift. Guess what that's going to trigger them to do? Here's my email address. Because you're giving them something for free. It could be something as simple as a checklist to go along with your book. Could be anything. Infographics. Anything that you could think of to help drive people to register and give you their email address. It's a great tactic, great way to grow a valid email list.
You don't have to overthink it. A checklist can be 2 or 3 pages. One of them is a nice cover page done in Canva, just a big graphic. There's no content to that. Inside, there's your checklist. Step 1, little tick box. Step 2, little tick box next to it with what each step is. And then page 3, some handy resources which links back to your sites and your other affiliate offers. Exactly. That's all it has to be. Now, in your book on whatever the topic was, in the book and in a couple of places, you want to do it early on. You also want to repeat it at the end of the book in that little bit of white space. Say things like, you can download a free checklist that accompanies this book here. Link. And if you put it near the beginning of the book as well, the people that preview the book, some of them will go and download it. Guess what? Even if they haven't bought the book, even if they haven't downloaded it for free and read it on Kindle, they'll click that link, register with you to get the checklist, and you've now got the email address and you can promote and market to them.
That's right. And inside your actual description, you can tell them that you will show them where they can get this checklist. Don't say for free, because they don't like that. But just say that that you have resources available for the purchasers of your book.
You can download the accompanying checklist for this here.
Right.
That's
it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Simple tactic, and it will get you email subscribers from people who are already interested in your content. Huge tip number 1, right there, out of the box. Because if you grow your email list, you're growing an asset. If you don't know this, an email subscriber is worth $1 a month. $12 a year. That's how much they're worth. Per. So if you have 1,000, that's $12,000 a year. If you get them subscribed and you keep them engaged and you send them offers that benefit you both monetarily and benefits them at the same time. Mutually assured benefits. That's what we're looking for. That's what you're wanting to do.
You normally do that by giving value first as well as the other thing, and think how much value you're in a position to give. Now you've got a book writer that can write a book on any topic in the whole wide world ever, just about. Now, isn't there any topic? There are some topics it won't do very well, and we're quite happy to admit that. This isn't the panacea of any book, but it is just about any monetizable topic. I would say you can get this to write a book for.
I agree.
And then, but now let's be realistic. You are not likely to make a full-time living just from the Amazon royalties and things, right? I mean, if you list enough, you could.
Right.
You will have some books that are way more successful than others. When I look at my thing, I've got loads of books on Kindle because I've been doing it years, but recently I've been putting lots more on.
Right.
When you look down the list, where I had before 20, 30 books on there, out of those 20 or 30 books, 2 of them really are the ones responsible for making me any regular income.
Right.
The rest of them, though, get downloaded, get looked at. They don't really make me anything, but they get me leads. They get me people signed up. If people download my email delivery secrets book from Amazon, there's an enticement in that to get onto my other lists. I also in there give them another gift, which they go through Gumroad to get. So they go through that checkout, and that gets them on my Gumroad list as well. So now I can also segment these people based on what they choose to download. There's all sorts of really cool stuff you can do. And now you've got no excuse. Like the excuse before was to do a book and put all that in took a lot of time, and it did. Now it takes half an hour to tidy up at the end, and then however long it takes you to put in your call to actions and your ads and whatever else you want to put in it. We did a demo of that yesterday. So you can see, it's not, don't overthink this, just fucking do it.
That's the big thing right there.
If we are on YouTube, we just got demonetized probably because I said.
Well, we're past the first 30 seconds, so that's a good.
We're not trying to get monetized on YouTube, so we don't care.
No. However, we've done over 3 hours worth of content the very first day that we were able to publicize.
Yeah.
So
they were like, "You can go live."
Yes, exactly. Let's go live. We're live. Everyone's live. We're live. So yes, 38 minutes, another 21 minute, one for an hour and 7 minutes, and another one for 10 minutes. And now we're doing this one today. Is this going to be our only one for today? Maybe not. Depends on our moods, what we're doing, or what we're doing this evening.
Yeah, we might set some stuff going and come back later on and show you the end results. It depends how time goes and what questions we get as well. But let's start talking while people are still getting logged in. Let's start talking about. Should we talk about the book that we started to do earlier, which almost started as a joke and as a bit, we were toying around and something. This is the thing: when you start bouncing ideas around, don't be afraid of sharing dumb idea. What you think might be a dumb idea. It starts off as half a joke, right, and then we go, "Hang on, there's something to this." Exactly. This started today because we were okay, I'm not going to mention the person or what the original question was or whatever, but let's just say earlier today we came across a support issue where really the answer was the person was trying to do everything with a hammer. Or I don't want to add more tools to my toolbox. Can't I just use a hammer? Not quite like that, but that's kind of what they were saying. And that got us talking about, the only we joking about the only tool you need is a hammer. That's the bullshit. You need to have the right tools in your toolbox and use the right one for the right thing. And a hammer's only really good for hitting nails in and maybe extracting them if it's got that crowbar-y hook thing on it. It's also good for crushing someone over the head murder, I believe. But again, that's us demonetized with definite. And anyway, you YouTube, I don't care. Anyway.
No, I'm joking.
So this came about. You take over because I'm going to get us in big trouble. I'm so chill today.
So looking at this, I started coming up with an idea. And I was like, some people, and we were talking about, everyone treats every obstacle as a nail. And therefore the only good thing is, but the problem is they're not looking at what the obstacle is. So we decided to go over to our good friend Who, and we asked it the quote, the proverb, everything is a nail to those who, are a hammer.
That was what we put in, as the keywords.
And this is one of the actual titles that it came from hammer to hero, mastering the art of problem solving. And we're like, oh, that's nice. I kind of like that. So,
and then we put in Susan D. Nim, as you all know, one of our favorite pseudonym. We're using that a lot just as a footprint for a lot on things like testing and experimenting. We're also using pen names you don't know because we don't want to pick up. We want the traffic to be 100% organic in our test, and if we tell you guys about it, we might get extra hits, and that pollutes our results. So there are some pen names we're using we're not telling you about, but we are leaving clues. But don't go looking for them because so we will tell you all in time. By the way,
exactly. So we went over to ChatGPT at that point in time, and we gave it the quote, the hammer nail quote, with the ideology. We gave them the book detail, and then we said Susan D. Nim is the author of this book, and she's in the business consultancy, and she's a writer. Please give us a bio.
And that's pretty much all we told it.
And then we copied and pasted pretty much exactly what came out of it. We did zero editing there. Done.
The key, instantly, on ChatGPT, big tip, please, when you ask it, write a short author biography for name, They are a professional writer and an expert in whatever niche you're doing. That's it. That's the whole prompt. That's all you need.
And it should be the very top one as soon as it comes up here, because apparently ChatGPT is having good times. Great oldies. There it is. Hammer, nail. Boom. There we go. So create an author bio for Susan D. Nim, a business consultant. And
now, you didn't use the word short in that one. And if you look, you've got quite a long bio. It doesn't matter. We used it as it was. But normally, if you put the word short in there, it will just write just like 2 decent paragraphs or 3 instead of a whole page. And that's enough for a bio. But we pasted the whole thing in because we couldn't be bothered to mess around the edges of it. We just copy paste. We don't overthink.
Right. So I click save. Now, normally I would click generate and export, but I wanted to see what the chapter outlines would look like.
Yeah, so we were curious as to whether this would nail it or not.
Right.
And to be fair, it didn't. It didn't do quite, because it didn't really use the proverb we gave it originally. It just worked because obviously it works off its own title. But the point was, it still wrote a really good breakdown for a self-help book.
Right, because it took into the idea of problem solving. That's the whole idea. Journey begins discovering the problem, embracing the challenge, overcoming obstacles. Yeah, most people have a problem. And the problem is, the minute they come up to an obstacle, they stop. They stop moving. They stop thinking. And what they do is they do what's called hem and haw. If you've ever read the book, Who Moved My Cheese, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They sit there going, who moved my cheese? Who moved my cheese? I don't know where they moved the cheese to. But the true essence is they ate it all. There's no more there in that location. They have to go out into the maze again to find more cheese. The whole premise of the book is the journey. The whole premise of you writing books is the journey of creation, and then the journey of publication, and then the journey of profit. That's what most people are for. That's what they're looking for.
So we really like this. So we then went on to the next bit and got it to generate that as well. But we just did it the sections we wanted in this case. So we didn't make it write anything we didn't need.
Right. So I told it to go ahead and write the book. And then I came down to the description and I click on generate. This is all you have to do. So now it's got the title. It's got the chapters. Right now it's doing the description. And as soon as it's done with the description, I'm going to save and I'm going to come down to export and export it.
Because for a Kindle book, we don't need the emails. We don't need the social. They can be useful, but we don't want them in this case. We don't need the sales page. We don't need the video scripts. So why make all those calls and cost yourself money on API calls when you don't need to?
That's exactly right.
You know, so you basically can run just another tip, incidentally. We structured it on the complete generation, so it does it in order of importance. So you can do generate and export and wait until it gets onto whatever the one is you don't need, emails or something, I think it is. Yeah, after descriptions, emails. As soon as that starts, you can hit the cancel button, stop, and then just come in here and go export, please, and you get the email.
Exactly.
That's it. You don't have to generate everything if you don't want to, and if you don't need it all.
So the minute it says it's preparing to export, you can navigate from that page and just start another book if you want. But you're also going to notice you're not going to be able to click on generate and export until that one's done. It has to be completely exported in order for you to start another book. Now you can start many books.
Which takes 10 to 15 minutes, and it's getting better because we have upgraded the servers. So, you know, but we're limited. It's the API calls that slow it down. But that final export, you get that, you can download it. You can set another book going. Also, though, while you're doing that, you can be going into ChatGPT and getting it to write a couple of supplementary bits and bobs that you might need. I normally use the time it's exporting to go into Canva and make my cover.
Right.
So as soon as it's downloaded, I load it in Word, and the first thing I can do is drop that cover in. And we talked about how to download it in Canva last night. Lots of tips in yesterday's video. I'm not going to repeat because we don't want to keep repeating ourselves.
And I'm not going to do a lot of repeating on those either. But what I am going to do is, here's the chapters. Wait for it to come up. Boom. Enable editing. Good to go. I'm now starting to edit. And from here, I can click on view. I go to one page. This is just me. It's just the way I work. You can do things differently. Totally up to you. I get rid of the word chapters. And then I come down here to chapter 1. I am running on Windows. And this is Word running on Windows. And I'm going to come over to Home. I have chapter 1 highlighted here. I'm going to do the drop down for select. Select all text with similar formatting, because it's looking for every single one of them that's a format Arial 30 bold. That's what it's looking for. And I want it to be heading 1 now. And they're all changed now.
Let's just answer a quick question here. Someone in chat going, wait a minute. This thing writes the whole book, the sales copy, absolutely everything. Start to finish. Yes, it does. That's what WriterHubOnline does. That's what who does. Anyway, carry on, Curt. Just wanted to throw that in for the...
Awesome. So we have that, and now we come down to one of the other headings. We just, right here, we highlight one. That's all we got to do. This one's Arial 22.5 bold. Heading 2. Oh, I didn't select them all. Control Z. Select all text with similar formatting. Heading 2. Now, from this point, I can come right back up to the top. And I'm just going to do a Control Enter to give me a blank space. Control Enter again. And I'm going to come up to this blank page and click on the top of it. I'm going to click on References, Table of Contents. But before I do that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come back over to Design. And I'm going to choose a theme. And I'm just going to blindly select one, and I have no idea what it looks like. Now I'm going to scroll down to see what it looks like. So it's green. Okay, I can deal with that. Scroll back up. And I'm going to click this. I think it was Circuit. Okay, I guess it doesn't do much there. Let me choose a good looking header that I like. I really don't like all of them. Let's do this one. Okay, and then Home. I'm going to center it. That's the title of the book. Now I'm going to come down here to this blank page. Click here. References, Table of Contents. I like Table 2. Boom. There it is. My Table of Contents is done, and it looks nice. It matches all the themes, the way everything else looks.
And we demonstrated a lot of the word tips and tricks last night. And to answer some questions on that, can you use other word processors? Probably. I don't know other word processors as well as I know Word. We did look in Google Docs and we couldn't find an adequate way of editing as fast as we can do it. This is the thing, right? You've got to use the right tool for the right job. And the simple fact is this. Can you use other word processors? Yes. Do you want to get this done the quickest way? We've tried lots of different things, and we found and shared with you the fastest way we found. And by the way, if you come up with a faster way, please share it with us. You know,
yes,
we're on this journey with you. We're learning as we go. We are not. I mean, I've published on Kindle before, but never at this frequency and to this extent. And I want to get these done as quickly as I can. And so what I showed you in yesterday's video is the exact steps I used to get a book done really rapidly.
Just had a question come in.
He's thrown in there. Yeah.
Someone's asking, I did a book, but there's no images in it.
Yep.
You go to integrations and you come to Unsplash. There you have to connect your Unsplash developer account. It's free.
Yeah.
You get 50 calls an hour. It's free. Don't worry about that. There's training that walks you through how to do that.
I've taken my key out so that I don't get images now, because I've actually found I like that it was putting images in. It gave me a good idea for placeholders. Some I just deleted, and then I thought, well, you know what, I'm replacing most of them anyway. So what I showed last night, where I just go through and go, oh, we can just put a filler picture of a fish there. When I did the aquariums one yesterday, that sort of thing I just do in Word. And another good reason for using Word, it's got that brilliant image search built into it. You can go to Bing, Creative Commons, online images, and there are bazillions. And if they need a credit, it will put one in. And I showed you how I deal with credits in my book last night. So again, not going to repeat that. But that's why I like to use Word. Could I use something else? Probably, but we can't find a way of doing the select all of the font in this size and everything easily. Not saying it can't be done with add-ins and regex. It can be done, but that's a pain in the backside. Microsoft Word, you select it and go, now find all the things that are the same font and size and everything for that, and it does. Now change them all to heading 1, please, or heading 2. So much quicker.
Now,
so that's why I use Microsoft Word. That's why my preference is Microsoft Word. I think it's the best tool for the job. I can get a book edited far faster in that than I can anything else. And so therefore for me, paying Microsoft the £7.99, I think it's $9.99 US a month to get it for 5 devices and get a terabyte of disk storage space.
And this right here is one of the other reasons why. I want to add just one line here to the end of this. I arrow down, I click on dictate, and then it listens for my voice and starts typing what I want it to say right here, right now, live. And now it's where I want it to be. Once I'm done, click the button. I've added text to it if I wanted to, that quick.
Mm-hmm. One thing I will say that I've had questions about, we haven't had a question tonight coming on this, but it's been discussed a few times in other groups and in discussions, is people say, oh, are you still using Grammarly? Are you still using Grammarly? And I'll be honest with you, all the last books I've published, I have not put through Grammarly. Because the content that's coming out with a little tidy up, and I showed you the extent of which I do that in the video tonight, delete a few things that are repetitive, delete a few things you don't like. It's mainly deleting, not changing.
Yes.
And then if you run it through the editor check in Microsoft here, Curt's already got a 90% score. It's spotted 44. If you fix those grammar things up and get that score up good enough, that will pass anything. It goes, I mean, it's not trying to pass anything, but it's good enough for Kindle and good enough without it going through Grammarly.
Right.
Now, having said that, am I cancelling my Grammarly? No, of course I'm not. I use it for other things. I think Grammarly's brilliant. But I don't spend the time when I'm doing books like this, because the quality of content we've got out of Who, if you just fix the grammar up with this, perfectly good enough. Perfectly good enough.
One of the issues that a lot of people are going to experience is the problem of perfection. The problem of perfection means that you're constantly putting your own obstacles in front of you. Being a perfectionist is good to a point, and then it starts hindering production. You have to find a very good balance, because if you're talking about putting out numbers of books, your perfection quotient must come down. You've got to pull yourself back on that. Some people are OCD, and I understand that. I have a daughter that's got OCD. I completely understand it. She's got to have everything perfect, but she can do it in a very efficient manner. Keep that in mind.
I think you do have to keep your mind. Look, you don't want to pump crap out.
Right.
There needs to be a bar. But
yes,
there is a bar level which we call good enough.
Right.
And good enough is lower than you think it is. Now, it doesn't mean we go for the lowest possible good enough. Of course, we want to, over-deliver, good expectations with our readership. But you don't have to overthink this. The books I've been putting out, well, you see me edit one. I did one last night. You saw exactly what I did. I didn't change Jack. I deleted about, I don't know, I can't remember, lost count, maybe 4 or 5 paragraphs. I deleted a couple of titles, and a couple of times I changed it from "in this chapter we will" to "and now we are going to discuss this," or "let's look at this."
Right.
That's all I changed. That's the only editing I did. I didn't even do my editor check on it at the end, because I read through it. I was reading it myself, and I thought it reads fine. I'm happy, and I published it. You know, don't overthink this stuff. And incidentally, I want to give a shout out to Mike H. Mike H got a book out today. It's published. It's on Kindle. It's available for free. It's called Spooky Strokes or something like that. It's about Halloween makeup. He has mentioned it in the Who group. Hey, if you're a member of the Who group, please go and give Mike a bit of love. It's free for the next few days. So while it's free, go and download a copy, and then load it up in your Kindle. You can use the Kindle reader online. So if you haven't got a Kindle, it doesn't matter. Load it up in the free Kindle reader and actually scan through and read some of the pages and see how good it is. See how he's used AI images to very good effect. Love the way he's done that. Get ideas from it, and then go and leave him a good review. Go and say thank you in the nicest way. Leave him a 5-star review and just, and say something about the book. I did, and what I said was completely true. I left a review. I don't know if my review's live yet. Everything I said in that review is 100% true. I gave it a 5-star review, not because it was made by Who, not because it was made by Mike H. It's genuinely a good book. It really is. So, show the people that are sharing their books some love, and that helps, because every little bit you get pushes you up the ranking, and once you're in that top 10, that top 10, you get seen more. You get seen far more, and that's where you start to have books take off and hit thousands of downloads rather than tens of downloads.
That's right. Because it is a numbers game. In order to get into the bestsellers, it is a numbers game. And the more sales you make, the higher ranking you get. So I'm not checking these images for this. But what I'm going to tell you is the formatting of this looks top notch. I like it.
Yeah, that image needs a resize. You don't want images spilling over the border, and it does happen sometimes.
Right. So I resize and then center. That's all I do.
Yeah, that's what I do, because Kindle doesn't have any problem with that. If you keep the simple formatting, it'll work. Don't start doing this wrapping a text around an image, because when you whack that in Kindle, it will have a nightmare.
Because it moves the text around.
And it will start throwing errors, and then you're going to have to fix those errors. If you want to be able to just upload and be error-free the first time, because you've done all your checking, just centering images, keep it really simple for Kindle. If you want to do it prettier for your paperback books need a bit of tweaking around on the formatting anyway, it turns out. Right. And we will have videos on that soon. We're still working out the quickest ways, the best ways. I haven't found the speediest way to get it to paperback ready yet. I'm experimenting with different things. We've tried Drafter Digital, we've tried other things. They all have their merits. When we've worked out the best ways, we will share them with you, and that will be coming in the next couple of weeks. So Curt already is up to 98% editor score, and anything over 95% is good enough. Okay, just so you know.
Exactly. The only thing I'm doing is centering the images now, because I'm a little OCD myself.
Yeah, I mean, bear in mind, we're talking quite a big book here. This is 86 pages, I think it is.
Right. This is 18,266 words.
There you go. Obviously, if you pulled all the images out and all of that, it would be maybe 70 pages, something like that. Right. But it's still a lot of content there.
It is, and it's I believe it's valuable content, because let me just read this opening section.
This is the other thing. We were so impressed with this output. You remember who wrote this, right? We didn't. Yes. We gave it the title.
So, once upon a time, in a world filled with puzzles and enigmas, there lived a young apprentice named Jack. Jack had always been fascinated by the art of problem solving. He believed that every problem held a hidden treasure, waiting to be discovered by those who possessed the right tools and mindset. With a hammer in one hand and a heart full of curiosity in the other, Jack set out on a quest to become a master problem solver. Little did he know that this journey would take him on an extraordinary adventure filled with challenges and triumphs. As Jack embarked on his quest, he encountered a wise old sage who had spent a lifetime unraveling the mysteries of problem solving. The sage shared his wisdom with Jack, teaching him the importance of observation, analysis, and creativity. He explained that problem solving was not just a skill, but an art form that required patience, perseverance, and a deep understanding of the problem at hand. Throughout his journey, Jack faced numerous obstacles that tested his problem-solving abilities. From riddles that required lateral thinking to complex puzzles that demanded logical reasoning, Jack's skills were put to the test with each challenge. He grew stronger and wiser, honing his problem-solving skills, unlocking new levels of understanding. Along the way,
you see what we're saying here. The point is, because we don't have to read it all,
right?
The point is, this reads really well.
Yes.
It doesn't sound like it was written by an AI. It really does sound like a human has thought about this and used good metaphors and things in the writing. And it gets better as well. I mean, the whole thing is excellent. It doesn't keep it all in the story mode, which is ideal. It's setting the scene. You might want to change out some of the images. Obviously, I wouldn't leave the Book of Psalms in because this isn't a religious book.
Right.
So,
right.
But I just
the reason why I think that's there is because of the hammer.
Yeah.
And everything's
but you know what? We will show you. We have done this before, but just, you click on the image, you say change image.
Right.
And you can just go to insert their pictures. We use the online pictures.
So
hammer.
That's what I'm looking for. And
boom, perfect.
Hammer and a nail right there.
Yeah, ideal. Love it. Boom. There's your picture. These are space fillers and illustrations, right? You don't have to overthink it.
That's just exactly right.
Make the images look good. Because people are going to skip by them, but it does help. It catches the eye. It keeps them drawn in. They do serve a purpose. And it dramatically lengthens the length of your book on the page count and stuff like that.
Well, it breaks up the wall of text. If you ever been to a website that's nothing more than a wall of text, you're really not interested in reading it. But it has images in there that catches your mind and causes your imagination to start running wild, then that entices you to read further. A book is no different. You have to have something there to just make your mind start changing, working a little bit more, and visual aids are a great way. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't create your own images. You can't take your own snapshots and upload it. Absolutely. Make your own screenshots. Make every day, if you're doing a gardening, take a photo of your garden, doing what you're doing what you love. Absolutely include it. Because it's your story being told by AI. So, yes. How long did it take us to do this? 10 minutes?
What, the edit?
Do the editing? Yeah.
I know. We've been live for 40 minutes, but we've been chatting and not editing, all of that time. I didn't really time it tonight. The fact is, putting a table of contents into the pretty up of the headings and getting it ready, it really isn't much time. You can do it in, and I've now got standard copyright notices and disclaimers that I use in every book. They're exactly the same. They only refer to the author, not the author by name, and they just say they're just standard stuff. So it's like, using this information, it's entertainment purposes, it's all that cobblers. I got ChatGPT to write me a generic one, and now I just use that all the time. So I just paste in the same things every time, and then I'm just about done. And it's getting faster because I'm getting used to doing it. I can now turn a book round from download to Kindle ready in about 15 minutes, and that includes all the editing that I need to do and all the tidy up and putting pictures in. It gets quicker. It becomes a habit, a thing you just do, an instinct, and that's good. Anyway, I think what we'll do, we'll wrap it up. We haven't had any other specific questions, but guys, I want to throw this out there. We're happy to go live. We're happy to do as many demonstrations of whatever you want help with and ways that you can use this. And we will train you in the ways you can monetize this for free. And the training you'll be able to apply to things other than just this anyway. So you're going to get value from watching these things. But what do you want help with? Would you like to see us make a book in Who and turn it into a PLR launch on Gumroad, for example?
Ooh, yes.
Would you like to see us take some content from Who and turn it into, I don't know, a Warrior Plus launch of some kind? Would you want, I mean, we've already done a demonstration of how you can take it and use it as a bonus, how you can use it as a bonus creator, how you can do a launch jack with it. We did that the other night in a video. We're happy to share all these ideas and things we're doing, but we want to know what you want to know. We're not going to sit here and teach you to do stuff that you're not going to do. So let us know. This is your group. And we are prepared to give you what would effectively be thousands of dollars worth of training on marketing things and whatever, just because you're in this group.
That's right.
Even if you haven't got Who. Like, you'll learn stuff. If we taught you for a Gumroad launch, you'll learn how to do a Gumroad launch. I sell courses on that. I'll give you that information. But let us know what you want. I'm particularly going to listen to people that have actually bought Who. Obviously, they will get priority. But, the rest of you are going to learn some good stuff in here. We're going to drop some serious knowledge. But let us know what you want to learn next. What is it you're stuck on? What's your hang up? Say, I really want to do a launch on Gumroad, but I'm stuck on something. Let us know. We'll do one and we'll walk right the way through it from start to finish. You want to come and join us live? You can join us live on here. We will walk you through it as we do it. We'll make one. You can make one. We'll actually end up both having a product by the end of it live on Gumroad. I'm happy to do that with someone. Just make sure you can afford to come online for probably a couple of hours if we're going to do the whole thing.
Right.
But,
and keep in mind, we're going to make it live because we want this to be educational for everyone.
So let us know how we can help. We're ready to drop bombs. We're ready to tell you how we're doing it, but let us know what you want to do. Let us know what your hang-ups are. When you bought Who, what was that buzz and that excitement? You went, I can make a book. What was it you wanted to achieve? Did you want to become a #1 bestseller on Kindle? Did you want to start your own private label rights store? Did you want to, put out content for in a particular niche? Whatever it is, what did you want to do that you're not yet doing? Tell us. We'll walk you through the process as best we can. If it's something we know nothing about, we'll be honest and tell you we know nothing about it. But we're also prepared to learn to some degree.
Yes.
Like one of the things we will be doing, we haven't done it yet, and we're going to do this ourselves anyway, regardless. But Digistore 24, we've been talking about that for a while now. We are going to do some test launches on Digistore 24. Why not just make them with Who? Why work harder than we have to? So that's one we might well do. We're going to be doing a lot of this stuff anyway. If you want to see it, though, you need to ask. You need to let us know. Because I'm not going to sit and video it and explain it all for the sake of it. So you guys drive this group. This completely free group.
Right.
It's in your hands. And especially those of you that have got Who. Get those specific requests in. We will break our necks almost to help you get the most out of this. We want you to succeed. We want your testimonial on our sales page. We're launching this properly in November. You guys that have got in early, talking to you, we want you to do stuff. We want you to use this. We want to get your testimonial on sales page. And I don't want you just to write some bullshitty nice testimonial. That we're not looking for that. I want you to have done something and be able to give a testimonial that says, yes, I did this. I'm a #1 bestseller on Kindle. Or, yes, I did this. I now make X $100 a month on Gumroad, or I'm on target to. Those sorts of things. That's what we want. And we will help you get there. Like we're giving you our time because you have invested into Who. And we will invest back into you 100%. Right, but tell us what you want and we will help. That's what we're here for. That's really, really what we want to do. I agree with that comment.
I ran over to YouTube and put that there.
Hello, YouTube. If we're not demonetized, delisted, and banned. And
we're not.
Facebook.
We're still on it, so they haven't took us down either.
That's a good sign. I think we're all right. Anyway. that is this session, because we don't have any more questions to answer, and we want these to be driven by you as well. We will give you as much notice when we're going to go live, but in the meantime, you can post stuff in the Who group. You can comment on this if you're watching on a replay. What do you want us to cover? What do you want us to talk about? What do you want a demo of next?
Let us know.
Ask away. It's your group. We're just here to give to you now, and we really want to, but we can't give if you don't want to receive it. We can't, there's no point in us doing stuff you don't want. So tell us what you want. Let us know. We will deliver in spades. I guarantee it. If you're a Who user, thank you. We do really, really appreciate you. Please use this tool. It just works, right? Honestly, Mike H., seriously, well done. You took action. You got a book done, whatever. We will be sharing some tips and tricks with you in other videos on how to promote that book and how to really get the readership up on it. If you'd like to join us, you have an open invitation. We'll work out a time with you and we'll do it. We really are. We'll work one-on-one with people to some degree, as long as you're happy for us to go live so everyone learns from it. And we will give you that time. This is time that other people would charge thousands of dollars for, one-on-one hand holding through stuff. We're giving it to you guys because we want you to succeed, and we believe in this product more than we believe. I think, I've had products I believe in all the time, but I've never had one I'm this excited about, because this is a dream come true, literally a dream come true, a dream we first had several years ago.
7 years ago.
And we're now living that dream. We are now pushing buttons and publishing books like we imagined we could. It's happened, and we've only scratched the surface of what we can do. We've also only scratched the surface of what is coming, because yes, we do have our eyes also on the fiction market, but unlike other products that have been somewhat rushed to market and don't do a very good job, we don't want to put out something that does a shit book. There's no point, The thing that Amazon's checking for at the moment and the quality control, all they care about is how good it is. Is it good enough, right? We know our content's good enough. Whereas with fiction books, the stuff we've done so far is good. It's almost there. We need to refine it a lot more. And that's what's happening behind the scenes and whatever else. So we will have fiction eventually, I strongly suspect. But we want to focus on doing what we do really, really well.
Correct.
So at the moment, we really are laser focused on this non-fiction how-to type stuff, but it does more than how-to, as we've proved. In fact, I wrote a book last night, which I will be publishing, which is the history of British professional wrestling.
Nice.
And it's covered it right back from earliest days through. It's a really nice. I read through it last night thinking I would have happily, if I'd bought a book and was reading it, and this was what I was reading, I'd be happy. Especially if it's illustrated with some pictures of wrestlers. Well, guess what? There are loads that are Creative Commons. So I just got to illustrate it now, and I've got this illustrated guide to British professional wrestling. Boom. Not only is that a good Kindle book, it's a great coffee table book.
Yes.
And produce books in the paperback thing, in color, and they got hardcover in beta.
A lot of people my wife still can't believe it. She looks at me, she goes, I never, ever, ever thought I would hang the moniker of best-selling author, ever, next to my name, ever. And I'm like, here it is. She goes, it's going to take me some time to process that.
And the beauty is you only have to get in the top 10 of a category to be a best-selling author.
And here's my book.
Yep, Curt actually had a paperback copy of it made as well. He ordered his proof. There it is. Look, exactly as it came out of Who. He did the same format and the same everything. There's a little bit more. And like I say, we've noticed some issues here and there with paperback publishing. We're just working out the best ways at the moment to get around it. But it has been done. We are doing it. We are producing books paperback as well. And the nice thing is if you make a paperback book, you can go on social media and show it off, and then you can link to it and whatever else. And there's something about a little video, just your hands flicking through a book. Wow, look, I just got this book. And then anyone else also, you can, if you've got a few friends, get a few proof copies, send it to them on the condition that they pop up on social media and show it off in some little way.
Look what I got.
Yeah. There's something about it being a physical book that makes it. And also, there's something, even though Curt, I believe, is #1 bestseller for that on Kindle.
Yes.
You're not yet a #1 on paper. But if you, in a video call, go, I'm a #1 bestseller, I wrote a book called whatever it's called, and then you were to hold it up, you're not telling any lies.
No.
And you're implying a lot, but that's a part of marketing spin, right?
Prestige.
That's why we're doing this, right? It's the prestige of it, right? Just the fact you can say, I'm a #1 best-selling author. Now, sure, if you ask me questions about it, oh yeah, really, what? Well, okay, it was a travel book about traveling, particularly in Spain, on a budget.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. Like, does anyone ever ask, when someone's introduced as a best-selling author, #1 best-selling Amazon author, people don't question it. They just go, right. What they don't realize is that really I only had to sell a handful of books to even get to that, because I picked the niches that were dead easy. I did it for the prestige only on that particular case. Now I've got other books that I'm listing with other motivations and reasons behind, and we will be sharing more of that with time, because Kindle could be used for so much more. If you're expecting, like I said at the beginning, if you expect to make royalties on Kindle, you're going to be disappointed. You will do it. It will build up. But
right. And you have to build it. And that comes down to, you can do both. You can build the slow residual passive income, but it's going to take time. Time also means consistency. That means creating book, generate it, get everything done, upload it, create book, get everything done, upload it. 3 a day. You do 3 a day for 30 days. That's 90 books up on Amazon. I've got one that's almost $20 in royalty off of one. If you do 20 times 90 is how much? $1,800?
Yep.
Off of 90 books. You keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing that. You're going to be surprised how that can build up over time. The inspirational story is about a man who's got over 20,000 books right now on Amazon.
That was what started us on this journey. A story we heard many years ago and researched and looked into. Yeah. That's what started this journey off. And now we're here and we're able to do it. And we're only scratching the surface, because here's the other thing. Yeah, you can list books on Amazon, you can pump them out on Amazon, and you can build a good income doing it. But what you can also do is put those books on Amazon with extra lead capturing. What's the one thing everyone always says they can't get? Traffic. I can't get traffic. I can't get targeted traffic. Give away Kindle books, and in the front of the books, even when they're not for free and people having to pay for them, set your prices low, make them 99p. But even if they don't buy them, in that first page, that's where you do your, hey, get my checklist. You will be astounded how many subscribers you will get off that.
That's right.
And I'll tell you why I know you'll be astounded. Because we're astounded because we're doing it.
Then you have a list on that topic. When you do book number 2 on that topic, you immediately email them saying, hey, go get my free book. Limited 7 days. Wham! You get a flood of traffic. With that flood of traffic, you know what happens to your rankings on Amazon? Like a frickin' rocket.
But then you don't leave those people there. In the meantime, you can release other stuff on Gumroad, which you can now mail that list about. That now gets them to go over to Gumroad and buy things. And when they buy things on Gumroad, you make a lot more money straight in your pocket, and you add them to your Gumroad list, so they're now getting exposed to you a second time.
And then you can sell them other parts of the Who package, the emails, the book descriptions, the video scripts, everything else. Because if you start turning into a PLR, which is a private label rights author, there's a lot more money to be made than just throwing it up on Amazon. A lot more.
And if you want to know about that whole angle, ask us. We're more than happy to cover it in a video. But you've got to try. I'm repeating this. You drive the content, guys. We want to do the stuff you want to see. So we're not going to keep plucking things out of the air. We could.
Right.
We want you to step up and tell us what you want, and we will deliver it. So that is our live for now, because we've been going about an hour. I think that is plenty.
That's exactly what we were looking for, is to be on here for an hour. Let you know what we're doing, and we're not done developing Who. It will be developed further. And what we have planned.
Honestly, look at where it was when we opened it up to the original. So for those that don't know, there was a thing originally that we did, which was like a spreadsheet, and a handful of people were involved in that.
Right.
They were offered Who first, and a lot of them jumped in and thought it was great. It is 10 times better than it was in a few weeks between when we did it to them and when we opened it up, because, and we did tell them, you'll get a good deal, it's early beta. We hadn't perfected the prompts, and we have been tweaking and fine-tuning and adjust, and we have to keep doing that behind the scenes. That's why this has to be a monthly thing. There's so much we have to do, because as ChatGPT evolves, and then ChatGPT goes on one way for a few weeks, it hallucinates and it wants to insert certain words all the time, and we have to go and put in extra things to stop it, but then we have to remember to take them out later so we have to stay on top of this stuff, and we do as best we can. And so
because we use the software daily.
Yeah. If any books that we told people, any books you did when you had the first version of this, go regenerate them and compare, and people have been coming back going, oh my God, it is like, we thought the book before was good. Now it's like, so, and we're constantly going to keep this enhanced. We have a full-time developer on this, just about.
Yes.
I say just about, because he does do some other stuff, but just about a full-time developer on this, and we are in the process of making discussions to take on an additional support person as well, because we know where this is going, and we know that for us to be able to laser focus on the development and building this further, we need to get support covered there and that covered there, and that's what we're doing. This is going to become this is my new flagship product. This overtakes Sasset for me. I love Sasset. It's been going years, and it will continue to go because it's useful. But this is the panacea for me. This is the dream, and we're making it happen. And even if we never sold it to anyone else, we're going to keep using it. So if you guys don't want to use it, I don't care. That's fine.
That was the original thought.
We just sit and do books ourselves, and I am.
Once it was done, I looked at Andy and I was like, I don't want to sell those.
We nearly didn't.
We nearly didn't. Because we have invested thousands into this.
Yeah. And we the other thing is, there's no point in being greedy. We can't take the whole of the Kindle market any more than the guy that's been doing it with that other system has done it over the last year.
And everyone's going to be like, well, they're going to shut down AI. No, they're not. As long as it's quality and as long as their customers are satisfied, they don't care. You know how I know? No content books have been flooded into Amazon for how long? And I mean no content. They're journals with just lines.
Yep.
And they've been selling on there for years. They're not shut down. Low content, such as color by number or whatever, coloring pages, adult coloring books, Sudoku puzzles, it doesn't matter. Those have been on there and still on there. Those are considered low content books. What we're doing is a full content book. These aren't low or no content. These are full content.
By the way, if any of you are in the coloring book game, why not use Who to write a book about the benefits of coloring for adults? And then all you got to do is slip in your links. They could be affiliate links if it's not your products, but you could put your links to your coloring book products that you sell, whether they're on Etsy, these are some I recommend. You can put the book out under a pen name. You can set the price to 99p. You can enroll it in KDP, give it away for 5 days, and pump it around all the free book groups and encourage them to share it with their friends. Anyone into adult coloring is going to do it. And hey, guess what? At the front of that book, you could slide another thing, couldn't you? You could go download some sample coloring book pages here. Not saying free, they are free.
And you
they
can
click, they go to your site, they're on a squeeze page. You know, how many ways are there to make money and use this? Because you can write a book in an hour now on anything. Spend another half hour tidying up and inserting your advertising.
You can't get a ghostwriter to write a book in an hour. But you can get who?
Like, seriously.
The wisest author I know.
I can pump out a book now quicker than I could do the market research to determine whether it was worth writing in the first place. So I don't even think about it anymore. I pick a niche, I find one, I go, well, let's just have a go. Because it's the better way for me to find out is to release a book.
Right.
Well, it's nothing better than real life data. I don't have to take someone else's word for it, and I'll see what sells and what doesn't, and then you smell what sells. That's the age-old thing. So the ones that sell, guess what? I'm going to do other books in the same niches by the same author, or make series and build on them.
And here's the thing, you can do micro niches and it won't matter because it only takes about an hour.
Yeah. And micro
niches. One of the niches that people don't want to get into because it's too much effort.
Micro niches are still, you know, when we talk micro niche, what you're talking about is, okay, it's not as popular, but you think you still, in a micro niche, will still usually have thousands, if not millions, of people that have an interest in it. I remember James Jones releasing a book on how to make cigar box handbags. I think you can still find it over on Nanocast. That book is not an IM book. It was sold in the craft niche, and James Jones made hundreds of thousands of dollars off that book. He was selling it off a sales page. It was how this guy discovered this way of turning a free cigar box into a designer handbag he could sell for profit, or something like that. And it is. And he talks you through how to get cigar boxes, which you can get on eBay, or you can go to a cigar shop and you can buy them. And then how to quickly turn them into these really nice looking handbags with really cheap materials, and then list them. And he would list them on eBay and other places and sell them for a huge profit. And then he sold the book on how he did it and made a load of shit ton of money because he didn't want to make fucking cigar box handbags himself. It was boring. So he wrote a book on how to do it and published it and made all the money on the book. He just proved the concept and published the book. Now, back then he wrote that book. You wouldn't have to today.
Here's the thing. There's many different ways that you can use being an author to make money. Laser focus. Find one that fits your comfort level. Move in that direction. Something that's easy and fast. Great. You want it to be a little bit more complex? Great. Focus and do it and be consistent over and over and over again. Try it for 90 days. See, and then you have to measure your success.
Spoke to someone the other day, asked them how it was going with who, and they were like, "Oh, it's great. I've got 20 books done." And I was like, "Great. How many are listed for sale?" Well, none of them yet. Okay, let's
that's
talk
the
priorities
part that, exactly. We've if you're creating the books for your education level to where you're not having to buy or wanting to buy PLR anymore, then okay, that's an investment. So you're not spending other money. I have no problem with that. But if you're just using it to make books to fill up your hard drive space,
do something with them. Look at them, and you can make a judgment call. If some books are going to be better than others, it's just the way it is, right? So the ones that are really good, I could use that and sell it. I maybe sell it with PLR. The ones that are not so good, well, okay, I can make that a cheap giveaway book, and I could put a lead magnet, or that could be a lead magnet. I'll put that on Gumroad for free, and then that'll build that. And then just, at least do something. I try and use every book that comes out of Who in some way, even if it's just, I'm going to bundle that in there and do it as a pack. Now, 1 or 2 books I have discarded because I just went, that really didn't work. Just didn't work. And I go, fair enough, bin it. not a problem. But very few I've been, because nearly even the worst ones that come out of it, if I chop out a load of stuff, say I've got a 10-chapter book, and it's like, the first 4 chapters are great, and then it gets shit. Well, just delete the shit chapters and turn it into either just make that a short read, or it's a lead magnet.
Right.
It's there's 1,000 ways you can use any of this content. That's the point. So I don't waste anything I produce in Who. Very little. I've thrown away 2 books, I think, and one of them was in the first iteration when we were in the early days of the prompts, and so I rewrote some, but yeah, I've not really thrown away much after that. I threw one away the other day, and I can't remember what it was. It was a topic I was pretty sure wouldn't work, but I had to try it, because how do you know unless you try it?
And the beautiful part is you can create a funnel with what's inside of the Who package, and then if you're looking for a large item price to include in the actual funnel, let me give you this tip again, in case you didn't hear it the first time. Come right into the actual book, make an actual item. You can have your own personalized, with your own name, with your own bio, and we will rewrite the whole content package for you for $497. Someone buys it, you come in here, you put in their name, you put in the bio, you click save, and you click on generate and export, and you email it to them. Done.
So imagine that.
$497.
So you can create a book with Who. You could list that on Gumroad. You could have the optional upgrade to get private label rights to it, and we'll also give you the sales copy. We'll also give you the emails, blah, 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 right? That's that. And then you can have a further upsell, or on the back end, you can email them. And you can now say things like, I tell you what, would you like your own completely unique version of this book? We'll even tweak the title a bit, and we'll tweak it, but it'll be the same sort of topic. Just go back in a Who. I mean, I'd leave the title. Just go back and they can change that. Just go back in a Who, hit the regenerate, do a quick tidy up the same as you did before, but now you're charging one person $500 for a custom version
for an hour's worth of work. Get paid $500 an hour.
The other thing is, I've mentioned this before. I'm just going to throw these random ideas out. This is just a brainstorming session now. Fiverr.
Yeah.
I still pay people on Fiverr to do things for me. I don't use the book writing anymore. Don't need to. Who can do as good a job as I was? Because I did have some highly paid writers for certain tasks. But my generic writers, for when I just wanted content that was good enough to publish, and some of it even with my own name, I had some fairly good but cheaper writers on Fiverr. So, and I know that I still used to pay hundreds for a book that Who is producing now, and that was without all the bonus content that Who generates on top. And it's costing me $1 something if I want everything produced, and it's costing me less than that if I only choose to have the main book part made, like we showed earlier in this video. So now, but here's the thing. I haven't done this yet. I've been tempted, but I thought, you know what, I'll give other Who users the chance first, because I've got enough to be doing. But if no one does this, I promise you I'm going to do it. I'm going to stick a listing on Fiverr, and I'm going to go, I will write you a book on any niche, and it has to be non-fiction. I'll list out the criteria, blah, 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 blah. It's this much. And then the premium version, I'll also give you emails, I'll also give you and then just wait and see if I get orders. I tell you, I know I would get orders.
Yes.
Because the one thing I've got in my favor that all the cheap writers don't have is that all the cheap writers they do good English, but they're in like Nigeria. They're in, so English is what they speak, but it's not their natural, so that their grammar can be a little bit off. And they're the people that you get for cheap money, and you can fix up with Grammarly, who you don't need anymore, because Who does a better job. So you can compete with them easily, and they're charging a couple of $100 a book. If you only got a couple of orders a week on Fiverr, even paying their ridiculous 20% fee that they take, that's $800 a week in your bank. That's $3,200 a month.
$3,200 a year, or $3,200 a month, yeah. 36,000 plus change a year.
Just off Fiverr gigs.
Yep.
And do you know the difference between the people that are making money on Fiverr and you? They put a listing up. You haven't. That's it. Half the stuff being sold on Fiverr is people that have found free online tools that do stuff. They charge people $50. Like I've watched those ones. It's not as popular now because so many tools have background removal built in, but they didn't for a long time. There are still people saying background removal. Use some photo that, but you do it in Canva in 2 minutes, and it's so good. The background remover in that now, right? And then boom, save, transparent PNG, and send. So easy. The only tip I'll give you, if you do take on a book writing thing, don't deliver it in an hour.
No, give it a day or two.
Make your standard listing 3 days. Charge extra for priority. People will give you an extra $100 to do it quickly. Oh, I'll have to do it right now instead of, and then you'll do it. You do your tidy up, and then you look at your watch and you'll think, oh, I can't deliver it yet. It's only been 3 hours since they ordered. So you'll wait until like the end of the day, getting in about 10, 12 hours, and then you'll deliver it. And they'll think, oh, wow, that's amazing. Right, we could sit here dropping bombs all night, but we're not going to. You got to tell us what you want. Let us know. We'll cover it in a future video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this great Who group, whether you're a Who user or not yet. And if you're not, why not? You can see the power of this thing. You can see what we're doing with it. If you've got questions, reach out and ask. We're very approachable. Thanks for watching.
Take care.